Well, welcome back, and it's getting on for 11 here, and nearly time to turn in. I've been having a little bit of a to-do with my ancient computer here. As you can see, it's a pretty elderly affair, almost sort of steampunk, if you will, and every now and again I have to stop to take on water and feed the boiler coal and this sort of thing. But the other day, she decided she'd had enough, and that was that. Went off, switched back on again, the disk error, all this sort of thing. And so I thought, well, I've had this problem before, and it was caused by a build-up of dust in the cooling fans and the heat sinks inside here in the tower. Now, this is an old piece of kit. It was originally fitted out with Windows ME, then over to XP, and as we all know, that's now gone down the pan too in true planned obsolescence style. But my friend at the computer shop, he assured me that it would be possible to make the thing run Windows 7, and which it does. And it has been doing for the last, well, ever since XP finished, really. Well, shortly before they packed up. So, all well and good. But what I had noticed about this, in all the years I've had it, there's always been a very loud whir from inside the tower, and I took it to be from the cooling fans. Now, you're not going to believe this, but after it failed completely about a week ago now, I was about ready to take it all to the dump, really. I thought, well, it's about 10, 15 years old. It's probably done its time. Nothing lasts forever nowadays, especially. But I took the power supply out, which on these tower things is a separate entity. It's a sort of tin box, about the same width as the tower and about the same depth as well. And on the bottom of it, there is a big fan which spins merrily away, keeping everything cool. Well, you're not going to believe this, or maybe you will because it's me, but on taking the power supply out and dismantling it to see what was in there and see if I could perhaps clean it up a bit, get rid of some dust in there, possibly make the thing run again, I noticed that the wiring to this fan didn't look quite right. There was just something there that wasn't quite right. And it occurred to me when I looked at the pressed metal panel that fitted on top and below that the fan was actually installed the wrong way up. So I've reversed the fan 180 degrees, and what it does now is what it should have done in the first place. Yeah, it draws air in from grills down here on that side, goes through it draws air through the power supply, blows it out the back of the unit, slightly warmed, and keeps everything cool. Before, they were sort of fighting a losing battle because another fan is in there to keep the main processor cool, of course, and it has a sort of plastic funnel thing fitted to it. Now, every now and again I used to clean that out, and still do. And that one seemed, you could tell which way it span by the way the dirt was distributed, actually. You can't actually see it without opening up the cabinet when it's running. But the other fan in the power supply was clearly going the wrong way and not running as efficiently as it should do. And I took a photograph of it and took it down to my friend at the computer repair shop just down the road. And he said, well, I'll be buggered. It's upside down, isn't it? And he said, that's why you've been having all this trouble with your machine, because it's been overheating. And furthermore, the original video card on here, which runs the little screen there, was made by ATI, and it's soldered in, it's permanently fitted, it's part of it, you can't remove it. So when Windows 7 beckoned, I had to get another video card, which simply plugs in inside, as some of you will know. I suppose some of you are laughing your heads off now. And then you connect the blue ended cable to the screen to that, don't you? And away you go again. But with this new hardware and software, it gives you a readout of how hot everything's getting. And this thing was running at about 50, 60, 70 degrees centigrade. So every now and again it would just go kaput, the screen would go blue and cut out. That was that. Well, ever since I put that fan in the right way and cleaned everything out, and yes, I did earth myself before doing it and turn it all off and so on and so forth, the static precautions, it seems, touch wood, I'm scratching my head here frantically, and I know, don't laugh, that it has been fixed. Yeah, so that's something different, isn't it? There's a pretty old kit here, as you can see, the old Toshiba cassette deck, and just in case I want to tape anything suddenly, down there is the international cassette with built-in amplifier, and it even has VU gauges which I've made light up, and yeah, that's pretty good for playing back recordings made on that, or you can play them back on it itself, of course, as a fully functional cassette deck. The only trouble is with this one, I think it's DC bias. Shame really, because it is a stereo one, and it's a nice machine apart from that. Anyway, so that's the latest tinkering from the Redneck's workshop. Oh dear, yes, heaven help us all. And hope to see you again soon.